Hi everyone, welcome back. Let me tell you a story about a quiet family man who secretly lived a deadly double life. Behind the mask of an ordinary husband and father was Richard Kuklinski, the feared killer known as the Iceman. Let's dive into it.
He was a family man, a trusted neighbor. But he was also the Iceman, a mafia hitman. He froze his victims to hide the time of death. A secret frozen in time.
He was a husband, a father, a quiet neighbor living in suburban New Jersey. But behind closed doors, Richard Kuklinski was one of America's most feared killers. They called him the Iceman because some of his victims were frozen, their deaths hidden beneath layers of ice. This is the terrifying story of a man who lived two completely different lives, and the dark secrets that followed him to the grave.
Richard Leonard Kuklinski was born on April 11, 1935, in Jersey City, New Jersey. His childhood was filled with fear, violence, and abuse. His father brutally beat him. His mother used harsh punishments and strict religious control. Home was not a place of comfort. It was a battlefield. As he grew older, his anger became darker. He later admitted to hurting animals as a child, something many criminal psychologists consider an early warning sign of violent behavior.
At just 14 years old, Kuklinski claimed he committed his first murder. According to him, he beat a neighborhood bully to death after years of humiliation and harassment. Instead of feeling guilt, he later said the killing made him feel powerful. It was a moment that changed everything. By adulthood, Kuklinski entered organized crime. He started small, selling pirated movies and stolen goods. But his violent reputation quickly attracted dangerous people. Standing 6 feet 5 inches tall and weighing over 300 pounds, Kuklinski was physically intimidating. Soon, criminal organizations allegedly began hiring him for robberies and eventually murder. Kuklinski became known as a ruthless contract killer. Unlike many hitmen, he had no single method. He used guns, knives, poison, ropes, even crossbows. His unpredictability made him especially dangerous. He claimed he killed over 100 people. Some experts believed those numbers were exaggerated, but investigators had no doubt he was responsible for multiple murders. The nickname the Iceman came from one chilling tactic. Kuklinski reportedly froze some victims inside industrial freezers for months. By doing this, he hoped investigators would miscalculate the actual time of death. It was calculated, cold, methodical, and it became part of his terrifying legend. But perhaps the most disturbing part of Kuklinski's story was his double life. To neighbors, he appeared to be an ordinary family man. He lived in a quiet suburban neighborhood with his wife and children. He provided expensive gifts, vacations, and a comfortable lifestyle. Behind closed doors, however, his temper terrified his family. His children later described him as controlling, explosive, and frightening. By the 1980s, law enforcement was closing in. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms launched a secret investigation called Operation Iceman. Undercover agent Dominic Polifrone slowly gained Kuklinski's trust by pretending to be a fellow criminal looking to hire a killer. For months, investigators secretly recorded conversations that exposed Kuklinski's violent world.
In December 1986, the operation finally came to an end. At a truck stop in New Jersey, heavily armed officers arrested Richard Kuklinski. The quiet suburban father was finally exposed as one of America's most infamous killers. In 1988, Kuklinski was convicted of multiple murders and sentenced to consecutive life terms. While in prison, he gave numerous interviews to psychiatrists, writers, and documentary filmmakers. Many viewers were disturbed by how calm and detached he appeared while discussing violence and death. He also made shocking claims, including involvement in famous mafia murders. But many investigators questioned the truth of these stories, believing Kuklinski exaggerated parts of his criminal past. Richard Kuklinski spent the rest of his life behind bars. Shortly before he was expected to testify against a former mafia associate, Kuklinski died on March 5, 2006, at the age of 70. The story of Richard Kuklinski continues to fascinate and disturb people around the world. Was he truly one of the deadliest hitmen in mafia history, or a master manipulator who exaggerated his crimes?
Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I love hearing from you. If you enjoyed this story, please like and subscribe, and tap the bell so you don't miss future videos. If you're watching on Instagram or TikTok, click the link in my bio to subscribe on YouTube. Share this with your friends and family. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Join our True Crime Vault community, and thanks for supporting Fig 8 Kimmy. Stay tuned for more stories. Let's get into it.